Hello everyone, TWK here with a review of a video game that I can't help but feel has gone completely under everyone's radar these past several years, Fist of the North Star Lost Paradise. I think one of the reasons may be due to the fact that Lost Paradise is a PS4 exclusive, and when there's an entire catalog of titles in this franchise that recently got added to Xbox, yeah, I suppose that would happen. But that's why I'm here, in an attempt to shine some light on what might one day be a hidden gem, because it really does deserve more love than it's gotten. First off, the art style is fantastic. Drawing heavily from the original manga and anime, Lost Paradise is about as close to the original source material as one could ask for, while also making minor adjustments for the fact that this game is in 3D. For those that are new to the world of Fist of the North Star like I was going into this game, the proportions might look a bit off, but it's nothing you won't get used to. I also have to give some praise to Robbie Daymond, who voices the protagonist KENSHIRO. Yes, Prompto from Final Fantasy XV is the badass, take no shit hero with a heart of gold. If anyone ever told Robbie that he has no range, he can just play a clip from both of those characters to prove them wrong. One of the things that I love about Ken is that he might be someone who can make enemies explode, but he can also help without even a millisecond thought. Speaking of exploding enemies, let's touch on that gameplay. It has that beat-em-up style that Yakuza made famous, but with a few tweaks. First of all, no weapons are ever used by KENSHIRO. Instead, he has the martial arts style known as Hokuto Shinken. Also, Ken has a burst mode that, when activated, damages any surrounding enemies, often leading to their imminent demise. There are also quite a few special Hokuto Shinken techniques that you can use to make the deaths of those enemies that cross your path especially painful. I believe we have a mini montage set up for that, right? Well, that was an interesting music choice. Moving on to other gameplay things like baseball, but with bikers. Just use a metal beam to hit them as far as you can for points. There's also a rhythm game where you fill in for the role of doctor and heal the local population while also dealing with criminals who want nothing more than to steal medical supplies. Thankfully, our boy KENSHIRO will be taking none of their guff. Procedure complete. One of my favorite side activities, though, is easily bartending. There are 3 different minigames associated with it, where you either rotate R3 as fast as possible, shake the controller like a Polaroid picture, or my least favorite, the one where you essentially have to go around in a circle using the face buttons, and the first one I got was a 3-star difficulty, and son of all the bitches and bastards, do I hate it. The time limit here is very unforgiving.
Enjoy.
On the other hand, Lost Paradise has the easiest version of the host club management minigame I've ever come across. I'll be honest, it's been a while since I played either Zero or Kiwami 2's versions, but I can't help but recall those being more challenging than this, but I suppose that could just be my foggy memory. And this wouldn't be a Yakuza game without an arcade, and if you're looking to play these games ASAP, then prepare to be disappointed because you'll have to wait until Chapter 8, yes, Chapter 8 to do so, and on top of that, you actually have to find each arcade cabinet in the wasteland, and that's only if you get a treasure map from defeating an enemy encounter. The last bit of gameplay is driving in the wasteland. It's okay, very okay. At the best of times. Other times you'll spin out because the handling is absolute ass, and yeah, I know that's by design because the car's a clunker, but upgrading your vehicle takes hours and hours of grinding that I just don't want to even bother with. So we basically got all the gameplay stuff out of the way. Let's take a look at the story to see exactly why we're doing all the things that we are, shall we? Our journey begins with Kenshiro murdering the fuck out of some baddies until we reach our first boss of the game, Shin. He's quite a decent opening challenge, but as it turns out, our princess is in a different castle. And I don't mean that completely facetiously either. Ken is on a journey to find his fiancée Yuria, who was abducted by Shin but has since escaped. After much wandering and a bit of justice, and can we roll that clip in full?
Hey! You don't just walk away from us! If you don't want to die, walk away. Boys, let's kill this guy! Die! Oh. It's too late for you. You're already dead. The hell are you talking about? What the fuck? No! Help me!
Thank you. Kenshiro is pointed in the direction of the town of Eden. It's there where our story truly begins as we meet our main characters. First up is Jagray, the captain of the town's watch. He starts off hating our hero, but eventually warms up to Ken after witnessing his paragon actions. Next is Kisana, the leader of Eden and keeper of knowledge of Yuri's location, but because this is a video game, Kenshiro has to jump through a dozen hoops before we can learn the truth. Like proving our innocence when a martial arts user by the name of Ray accuses us of abducting his sister. And of course, trial in the post-apocalypse is done via a duel to the death. Or until someone just happens to come along with his sister and then it's all, whoops, sorry, I thought you were a bastard, and Ken's all, no prob, bud. I don't want to go into too much further detail than that into the story, as there are quite a few twists and turns that you should discover for yourself. The only real detriment here is that there is a lot, and I do mean a lot of dialogue here, not all of it is voiced, so your mileage may vary in terms of enjoying the plot, but if you don't mind how long-winded some cutscenes can get, you're going to have a good time here. The last thing I want to bring up is Eden itself. Eden is a very, very small town, but arranged in a way that definitely makes it feel larger. Like any other Yakuza game, every district has something going on, be it a side quest, a side activity, just something for you to do, and as broken as a record as I've been on this subject, I'll continue to say it. This is how I prefer open world games to be designed. And that, my friends, was Fist to the North Star, Lost Paradise, an absolute gem of a game that deserves way more love than it gets. If you have a PS4, then give it the old college try. It's more often than not up for sale on PSN, so you won't be wasting too much cash, so if you're a fan of hyper-violent, post-apocalyptic open-world games, there's no reason to keep delaying checking this game out.